Hey guys, Toast here. Yesterday marked the release of the May update for Battlefield 1, and while no new content was added, many changes were made within the game, so today we're going to go over some of the larger changes that have taken place, and what they mean within the overall balance of the game. We aren't going to go over every little change since there are quite a few of them, so I'll have the link to the official patch notes in the description below so that you can find all the more minute details of what this patch brings. Starting with game modes, Operations has had some distinct matchmaking issues where players would often get placed into empty or near empty servers, regardless of whether it was the 40 or 64 player version of the game mode. DICE has made an adjustment to where now, instead of going back to the global screen after an operation is ended, you'll now restart the same operation but on the opposite faction. They've said that this should help fix the issue, but that they have more changes in the pipeline, so obviously this won't be a definitive end fix for this, but at least it's a step in the right direction. Domination has seen an increase in ticket count to where games will now be 200 tickets instead of 100, so theoretically games of Domination should last twice as long and offer you more points overall per round. Domination makes up a very small percentage of the time played in Battlefield, so perhaps this will help to slightly improve its standing. That said, Conquest is obviously where the majority of the player base spend their time, and this is seeing updates in the way to which points are rewarded for objectives. This has been in discussion for a while, but DICE has now finally updated the game mode to attempt to make defending flags equally as important as capturing them. To achieve this, actually capturing the objective gives less points now, and instead you'll be periodically rewarded with Conquest control bonuses if your team is holding 3 or more flags more than the opposing team is holding. They've also decreased the percentage of additional capture speed that each player on the flag contributes, meaning that more players will need to be within the capture area to capture at the same speed as previously. I personally don't think these changes are going to really have the level of impact that DICE is going for, and I would still rather see a full return to the overall Conquest scoring system from Battlefield 4, but I could be wrong about this, and we may very well see this change the overall strategies in the game mode. Moving on, stationary AA turrets and field guns have seen a rework in their mechanics. Previously, once they reached 0 health and were destroyed, you had to wait for them to respawn, which especially on vehicle-heavy maps often felt like an eternity. With this update, AA turrets and field guns can no longer be completely destroyed. Instead, DICE has now doubled their health and made it to where once they reach 50% health or lower, which is essentially the equivalent of previously having been destroyed, they'll be disabled and unable to be used until repaired back to 100% using the repair tool for the support class. I'm really intrigued by this change as someone who plays primarily infantry roles, because I like that it gives a renewed and upgraded level of importance to the support's often neglected repair tool, making it a more useful gadget than it previously was. It also then lies on the support player's decision as to what sacrifice they want to make in their kit to make way for a gadget that has no killing potential, but is now much more useful to their team. AA has also had some balancing to the range, making it so that they have better vertical reach for planes that are flying right above them but at high altitudes, at the cost of decreased horizontal range so that distant but low-flying planes will need to be closer in order to be hit. The Bayonet charge has also had some nerfs with its overall effectiveness. The additional health that was granted during a Bayonet charge has now been removed, so enemy bullets will do full damage to an incoming charger. In addition to this, the maximum turn rate has been decreased during the full duration of the charge, and a 50-degree limit to the turn radius has been added during the wind-up period, making it so that players cannot do sharp turns when initiating the charge to quickly kill enemies behind a corner. These are actually some pretty drastic changes to the mechanics, so we'll see if this ends up providing a good balance, or if these changes end up making the mechanic too weak. There have also been a number of changes to both land and air vehicles with this patch. One of the most easily noticeable is that the heavy tank, light tank, Saint Chamond, and artillery truck are all seeing changes to their self-repair mechanic. The health gained per self-repair cycle is decreasing by about 38%, however each cycle will take 3 seconds less to complete, going from 8 seconds down to 5 seconds. This means that the land vehicles will each be capable of getting smaller chunks of health back, but at faster intervals while repairing. This is how the land ship already works, so it puts all high damage land vehicles on par regarding repairs. A small scale change, but one that I think is really interesting, is that the Tank Hunter variant of the land ship is receiving a rear-facing tank gewehr as a secondary weapon, making it much more effective at taking on enemy vehicles that approach from behind. I think with this change, we may end up seeing this particular variant of the land ship used a little bit more. Planes have also seen numerous changes, from rear view capabilities in third person, to new incendiary ammo for dogfights which are more effective against other air vehicles, to various buffs to variants of attack planes in order to make underused variants more viable. There are plenty of other smaller changes in this patch as well, which can be found by going to the official patch notes if you're interested. DICE has said that they're committed to monthly updates like this moving forward, so hopefully these updates will make the game better and better, and bring it more in line with the quality that we expect after Battlefield 4. Now I want to know your thoughts on the changes in this patch. Do you think they're beneficial to the balance of the game? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, this is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.